what did we get? We got drug off again. Okay, flywheels. All right, this one looks pretty nice. That's pretty much usable right now. This one over here, that had the taper issue, it's got some issues. You notice how the flywheel's moving around a little bit too. So we need to fix this problem. So first thing I do is figure out where the high spot is. Here's the high spot's 90 degrees at the crank pin for this one. Appears this one is 90 degrees to crank pin also, or maybe 100 degrees. So that means we know they're pretty even. The problem is it's way out of whack. So we need to do something about that. So that's high there. So we got to take it and put a press and beat on it in that direction, which will go like this, make it low over here. So we're on 180 from the crank pin. So we're going to beat on it. So 180 from the crank pin to be here. Did it move?
Not sure, you hit it hard though.
Probably not. We'll see. A couple love taps. Make sure the taper still looks good. Looks like it's good. So how far off was it before? A lot.
Yeah.
Still a lot off. So we jerk that one out now. Okay, so around 90 degrees of crank pin. So needs to go down. It moved a bunch. We're the opposite direction now.
Moved too much?
It's high there. And it's off right here. That's the high spot. So that means it needs to go that way. It needs to be beat down this way. We were over here before, over here. So now it needs to go the other direction. Still needs the same thing done to it. Probably do it in a truing stand. Where's this one high at? This one's high here. It's high right over here. It's got a small amount of twist in it also, but not much. Mainly it just needs to go down. So a little bit of a twist. I got some straightening to do. This is like shoeing wheels but smaller, or spokes. Appeared to really help this side out. I think it would be easy. Way too easy. So we have a problem with the taper.
It's too loose.
Oh, it's tight, but it's loose.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to cause an error in everything that's being done. The taper is bottomed out on this side,
Mm.
I would imagine. See, but this side on this one was pretty small diameter. This one has a block off hole on the end of it, but it's got some louder on this side.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is the problem. So that's giving us a false reading. The other problem is it sure moved a bunch at light hit I'd use it. Make sure the pointer's still working. Outside almost isn't moving anymore.
Yeah.
This side sucks. I barely even hit it and moved it way out. It didn't change any. It's high over here. It's high over there. I still got a little bit of twist to it. This has multiple high spots. It's just because it's bouncing around. High there, high there, high there. It's got like 3 high spots. It's hard to tell where the hell that was bad. Now I can see where it's bad. It's moved now. It's right there. Right there. There. Over there now. 180 part. It's hard to fix. Yeah. Good luck on fixing that one. It comes up quick. Closer now. They're starting to move kind of together now. See, this one doesn't want to move. I keep hitting this side, and this side over here doesn't want to move. High there. High there. High. High. Get high here and high here. This one's high right here. So that means we need a spread job. Light spray job. So it affects more on this side when I hit this side. When I hit this side, it affects this side. It doesn't make sense. Consistently high there though. Did it move?
Something did.
He always tries to hit me in the face when I pull it out. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Still moving?
No, tapers feel a lot better. The stand got some movement.
Oh, right.
I'm not feeling. I think the tapers finally beat themselves
Into place.
something gets them beat into submission. Okay, they're similar again. The left wheel doesn't look like it's doing all these weird shit like it was doing before. See how much more straighter it looks now? Good sign.
Yeah.
It appears someone overdid it. Oh, I don't know how that would happen.
No.
It didn't want to move. It moved. This is not going to be big enough, is it?
Just.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Made for it.
Okay, it's closely been so far. Of course, that's not saying a lot. Okay, we're high over here. This one's high over here at 980 pins. So this needs to go down relative to this one. Starts to get high there. It is high over here. It's about here, about where this cutout is. The other side. It's about here. So this side is leading this side just a little bit. So it's still got a little bit of a twist to it. So we're still going to hit this. So far, I didn't really move much by doing that, so we're going to have to hit it harder. Other things move, but not that part. Looks like we finally moved it enough to do something. So we're getting back like we started. But this side's a lot closer than it was before. Okay, where are we at now? Okay, we actually moved it to the other side. I hit it too hard. Like most things, when they do move, they move. So now we're on this side instead of this one. And this one we're over here. So we overdid it a little bit. So it's high here. But they go back quicker and they move out, so a lighter hit will make a big change real quick. See, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, it's over here at 180. So this needs one of these. Pretty light. And this one needs one of those. Same spot. This one's high in here. So this one's high just past. That's about where this one's high, so they're about equal here high. So you go 180 over, which would be about here. I'm going to spread it, but not much. See? This one's getting high on the bottom. It's got a big dip right here, big low spot. It builds up quickly where this one's high. Then it keeps building up higher and higher and higher until on the bottom it's the highest. So it's got like one real bad spot and it just keeps growing. Here's our highest spot on this one's right here. So it's got two highs, one here, one here. The problem is you got a super bad low right here. The low is way worse than the high spots are.
Oh, right, okay.
So the pin's not round, or we're fighting our taper a little bit, or something's goofy going on. So this one's way high here. This one's high right here, which is 180 apart almost, which is pretty hard to fix.
Yeah. See?
So the way we fix that is we go over here. So this is the worst side. Try to bend the crank pin. So obviously didn't like that. We made a big move, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You got to make them way out, and you bring them back, and hopefully they get better. So this one is about in here still. No, this one's right here. So here and here, so this one's a little bit more than this one. About right there. It was higher down here, but pivot point's here, and the amount of force would make it twist real bad, so I hit it more here to try to make it more impact downward, because our low spot was way down here. So you don't necessarily hit it where you should hit it, you hit it where things will move to after you hit it. I'm trying to get this side better, because this one's easier to come back in with. You see this has multiple high spots here, it's just bouncing a lot. It's about the same spot all the time. See, it's got multiple highs, multiple lows. Makes it really hard to fix that. This one's our typical high spots right here. So we got a high spot here. High spot 180 from it. And another high spot right here. So you got three high spots about equal. Here, here, and right here. How in the hell's that work? Three sides of a triangle are equal. In the middle we got like little spots. So this shaft is definitely not round. See, when I jerk on this, the pointer's not moving, so it's not the taper. It's the shaft itself is not round. We're picking up that around, but it's all the way around it's pretty even. So this side's pretty well centered, even though it's flopping back and forth.
Okay.
This side's out. It's out in the same spot. It's pretty much always out. Right there. See, that side's easy to get back, see? And this side's not really moving, it's bouncing, but it's in the same spot. Boop, 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 boop.
Mm-hmm.
The overall, there's no real spot where it goes weight up and stays that way. If I tighten up the taper, put a pretty good tension on it, see how it drops a little bit, but it's still there, see. This side here's pretty good. Just needs a little bit more, same spot. So I think about as close as we're going to get right there. This one's slightly off, the triangle's slightly different, but it's, so you got boop boop, then way up, boop boop, way up. That's a real high spot right through here. I've been beating on this one right over here, see? So theoretically, if I hit it right here, it should even it up a little bit, or really screw it up. Let's find out. So this one looks like it's more consistent. But see, it does affect this side when I do that. And a little bit different it was. See, it gets high here, but it stays high all the way through the whole area. So. Slight twist. Higher on the bottom. Baby hits. Hitting harder and harder and harder until it does something. At some point it's going to do something. Back to the center. There we go. I like that better now. So it's 180 right now is where the worst spot is. See, I've been hitting on this the whole time, so to make this better, it makes this one worse. But if you're going to have an error, have it on this side, because this is control of all your cam, your pinion bush and all that. You want that to be true and straight, so you get good oil pressure and all the cam stuff works good. It's binding. Over here, we just got a stupid sprocket. It's on a chain. It's free to rattle around. It doesn't really care if it's out of alignment a little bit. This side, get all this crap over here. It does matter if it's out of alignment. So I'm going to leave it here. So this one's basically, it's hardly even moving at all. And this one's still got its multiple spots, but it does climb a little bit if you can see it. See how it climbs up right there? It starts climbing. So you got two bounces down low, and then boom, it bounces way up right there. And that way up's on the bottom. So now we look at two flywheels, see how bad they look. So this side's moving out pretty good. A lot of it's the chamfer's not cut concentric.
Right.
But the flywheel itself is moving too. If you look at this side, it doesn't look nearly as bad as what that chamfer is. So the chamfer's out of whack, it gives you a false illusion of how much it moves, but you can still see it move a little on that one too, a little bit. But overall, it's not too bad. All right. That was kind of a pain. It'll work. Just don't drop it.
Right.
At least more than once. Drop it twice, put it back.
Yeah, exactly. Same spot.
Yeah. Or the opposite.
Well, yeah, exactly. 180.
180 off. All right, so those wheels are not the best ones in the world, but mainly it's this left wheel's the bad one. And that's the one where the whole thing is real loose. So my guess is that this sprocket shaft here came loose at one time, or it's been kind of loose, it's kind of wobbling around and ogging things out a little bit.
Right.
So I was able to compensate most and get it out, but it's we're paying the price over here trying to save this side. And when I get this where this is really good, this one's out, but I got it pretty damn close, considering how bad it was. Now if I had to go much more beating on this thing, I'd have to go back and retorque all these tapers, because what happens, the more you beat on them, they start loosening up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I tightened up enough, even though I lost a little bit, I'm still tight. So this one got up to about 210, I think. If I lost 20%, 25% of the torque, it's still 175, 180 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the stock torque on it is 125. So
you're good.
and that's in the 70s, and this is a 60s bike. So they didn't have torque. Back then, on this bike, they said tighten it. Everything, the torque spec is tight. Make it tight. And it's very important not to over torque it. I think it says somewhere else in the book. So, no, that really narrows it down.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, if you don't
Ambiguous
strip it,
information.
it's good.
Right.
So I torque until I start feeling things getting a little mushy feeling, going to yield. Yield is when things are moving but nothing's happening, and all of a sudden it breaks or strips or whatever. So when you get up to the point where you're starting to feel a yield, or it's not really, the wrench is going down but it's not torquing anymore, that's a yield point, stop. You maximize your torque. If you keep going, you're just going to break stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much have a feel about where that happens. I can still build more torque if I keep going down, but I'm moving the wrench a lot to get very low gain.
Right.
But like I said, at some point it'll get loose. Mm-hmm. So once you get to that soft kind of feeling area, you stop. Mm-hmm. And that's how I torque stuff, so I can feel it. And with common parts, just hit the same thing within 20 pounds of each other. I get the same feel. It's pretty consistent numbers. The main shaft, same thing. The one was a little bit higher than the other. This one here felt a little bit better than this one, but they went to 200 instantly, and that's kind of where they stopped. So it's just a feel thing you have. All right, so this is good to go. Next thing is to assemble the case up. That's it for tonight.